I'm convinced. I'm convinced you believe you a thug. You don't know no supers, my super what. Fruitmans don't know you. Matter of fact,
Bagged versus static. Let's talk about it. You know, being honest, now, I'm a big fan of both bagged and static for different reasons, obviously. But, you know, everyone has his own opinion. Everyone has his own whatever. Everyone is allowed to have his own choice and his own opinion. So this is my 2 cents opinion between both bagged and static. So let's start with bags. No, let's start with static. So static, we have different kinds of or different types of static cars. Firstly, we have the cut spring static, and we have those who heat their springs, and then we have the coilover static. So me currently on my Twincam, I have cut spring for obvious reasons. Corona for the coilover. That's cool. You work with what you have. So the grinder and a disc, it's probably will spend around, I think, 80 rand or 100 rand for discs to cut the springs. Then you measure, you cut the springs, front the same, at the back the same. So static, ne? So I did I call it a Grootman drop on my car, which is a drop whereby you don't do it excessively. You don't, go lower like crazy. You just do a proper nice drop whereby the front will be lower than the back. It will be like those drops that they do on the Quantums, the cabs. So I did that on my Twincam. Why? Because, well, the reason why is because I don't have money for coilover. So you have to understand that if you cut a spring, there's no going back, bruh, unless you have extra springs for that car or whatever. So if you cut, there's no going back. At least coilovers, if you set a height that is excessively low or maybe a little bit higher, you can adjust to the proper height that you want. But in terms of cut spring, once you cut, it's over. So by the time I did the cut spring on my car, I had a standard GLi rims. Yeah, I was rocking the standard GLi rims. So I didn't want to cut the spring that excessively, whereby when I put, tires with stretch tires or lower profiles, then the car will be scraping like crazy, out of order. So I made sure that I cut my springs when I had the standard wheels, so that I can measure the height properly for my everyday use. You know what I mean? And some will say, oh, you need to go lower. Why don't you cut lower and lower the car? But I have my reasons, guys. My driveway at my house, it's crazy. If you go lower, and for instance, I go lower with cut springs, I can't adjust to the proper height. If I go lower, I won't be able to drive in or drive out of my driveway. That's the problem that I had. I remember when I fitted those GLi stepped rims. Those are 15-inch, and the tires were 165/40. For that day, I remember it was crazy. Like, the car was a struggle to get out of the driveway or even come in. It was a nightmare. Hence, I switched the rims the day before. The following day, I went back to my gear reels because it was a struggle to. If it was coilovers, it would be, less difficult because you just check a car and adjust the coilovers to a certain height that it will be comfortable to. Imagine if you drive a car, you can't even park the car inside the yard, bruh, because the drop is crazy. So that's one of the disadvantages of cutting springs. Once you cut, bruh, unless you have spare springs laying around so that you can do a proper job, because once you chop, bruh, it's done. So this was my issue for going lower on my car, especially with cut spring, because once you cut, and when the car is low, it's a struggle to drive in and out of this driveway. It's crazy. So I hope you guys understand now. So when coming to bags, so this is my take on bags. Air suspension, I love it because of one, safety reasons. It's not every day that you see a car that is bagged being stolen. Most of the cars that it will be bagged and you see that the car is missing and whatever, be on the lookout. It will be maybe hijacked. You understand? So, a bagged car, I love it because of, like bags, I love it because safety reasons. Not every thief knows about air suspension and how to operate air suspension. So when the car is bagged and you parked it somewhere else, you would know for sure that no matter what, you're gonna find your car where you parked it, aired out. They may steal your radio, your sound, whatever, but the car will be there. Because how can you drive a car aired out? You see why I love air. And it's nice to have a bagged car, bags is life, bruh. But static, I love it for reliability. Why reliability, static wise? Some would say bags are also reliable, but if we're being honest, there's aftermarket things. Bags can fail, compressor can fail, block can fail, management can malfunction. There's so many things that can fail you on air suspension. But with static, let's say coilovers, once you set a height, in terms of reliability, once you set a height, there's no car airing out on its own, block malfunction. There's no such thing with coilovers. You just drive nice every day. You don't worry about it. Suspension failing you. Air suspension, it's nice, convenient, drive height. If you reach a certain hump, you can leave the car, drop it while driving. It's nice, but then in terms of reliability, I don't, put it at that higher rate of reliable air suspension. Static, reliable, 100%. But, it's my opinion. In my opinion, though, that's how I look at these things. But I'm a huge fan of both. I haven't got a bagged car. Hopefully, I'll bag this car this year, hopefully. I'll see, but I want a bad car. I want to experience having a bad car. I've been around bad cars, but I've never owned one. So I want to experience that. And, you know, have fun with bad cars, you know. Seeing my car flat on the floor. That's one of the things that I want to see for my car. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the topic for today. The suspension, static, bags and static topic. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My goal is to post videos almost every day or every after 2 days or whatever. But I want to grow my YouTube channel to, you know, greater heights. And you know, you need to, if you want to grow your social media platform, you need to keep it active. So this is me doing videos every day. I don't know what's the topic for tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, the next time I post the video. We'll see. Peace out. Or if you have something you want us to talk about, comment below and we'll, you know, I'll make some research and, you know, we'll talk about it. Peace out.